Hello and welcome back to the Sword of Truth podcast, the alcohol-fueled chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with tears and craft brew on the side.
Oh, so true.
I'm Jade.
And I'm Nate. And on this episode, we are going to be sobbing our way through Chapter 62 of Stone of Tears.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
We listened to this chapter on Audible, and about a third of the way through, the saddest thing that's ever happened in books, ever, happens, and Jade was sobbing, and it was just heartbreaking.
I was distraught.
I don't mean to laugh, but I looked over and I was like, holy shit, you're like full-on ugly crying. You got there. I mean, I feel for you, I do.
I forgot.
It was, yeah. You were so excited about one thing happening, and then this chapter happened.
Yeah.
Or as it unfolded, you were just like, I just can't believe that's the worst.
It's bullshit. We're going to get into it, but it's bullshit.
Yes, we are. Well, we got our beers ready.
Before we get into it, I do want to mention again, we are doing a giveaway during the month of January. If you get a hold of us and let us know something that Terry Goodkind or these books has given to you, either by email or through our text or social media, really anyways, we will enter you in the giveaway, and we are going to be giving away one of the Children of Dahara books.
That's right. Our copy, in fact.
Yes.
We're giving it to you.
Our own personal copy.
That's right.
So we are highly anticipating some of your responses and can't wait to hear from you. So, with that, let's get into it.
That's right. So, after Richard's talk with Anne, he's got a lot going on in his noggin, right? She has given him a ton to think about. He's also afraid to touch his Han now, so he's not trying very hard, because, I mean, once he touches his Han, he knows what he's capable of.
And he doesn't want to deal with the whole subtractive side of it. Like, even though he doesn't really believe it, apparently, he's not willing to go there.
He also has Warren searching for info on the Keeper day and night. Like, this dude, this is his job now. Richard came in and said, oh, that's what you do? That's cool. You work for me now. Never mind what any of your other duties were. This is what you do all day.
Well, it kind of sounds like Warren hasn't had a friend for a while, so I think if you had your first friend in a long time, you may be pretty prone to being like, sure, dude, I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, you're the coolest. We're friends. High five.
Fuck my real job. This is my job.
He needs some time to think about all of these options, and he decides that he needs some time to go for a walk. And, of course, Pasha shows up right at the last second to tag along with him. Now, there's a little bit different dynamic, but whenever it's summertime, or for that matter, spring or fall, and I get the bike ready to go somewhere, Jade is always at the garage door like, where you going? Hey, can I come with you? Now, opposite of this situation, I'm always happy to have you with.
Oh, well, good.
Richard is not as excited to have Pasha along as I am with you.
Oh, well, good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
But I also enjoy that very much. Now, we get a very in-depth description of what Pasha is wearing. It matches the woman on the cover of this book to a T. So we know that scene is coming up. And that is what Nate was referencing earlier when he said I was excited, because I was like, holy shit, that's the scene. That's the thing on the cover. And I had totally forgotten this whole entire part of the book. I assumed that was a shitty depiction of Verna. I don't know if I said that on the podcast, but I know
you have earlier when we realized that at the very least it wasn't Verna yet.
Yeah. I know I had seen it on, like, the Facebook. Somebody had mentioned it, and I was like, oh, it's Verna. And I was, like, totally wrong. But, yeah, here is the very accurate depiction of what she's wearing, like, down to her gold hoop earrings and shit. So it's definitely Pasha and Richard and Gratch on the cover of the book, in case anybody else was totally wrong like I was.
So when she shows him the hiking boots that she had made special... First, well, he decides to let her come with because it helps keep the women in the city away from him, and he really just wants to think. And he also does tell her, look, don't expect any conversation. But I loved that she was like, I have these hiking boots made special. And he just like, oh, you're the worst. Like, work boots are something you wear. I mean, for me, when I go to work, I need steel toes. They need to be heavy duty. They need to be like solid fucking boots to help me get through my day. That's an investment. I pay good money for those boots. And then you see the new guy come in with like, and it's really not about money because you can get solid work boots for cheap, but you can see the ones that are all like, for lack of better terms, bedazzled, and they have all the real nice looking. It's like those aren't work boots, man. Those are fancy boots, so you can pretend to work for a little while. That's the difference.
What I thought was interesting is that it made it very clear that what she is wearing is not hiking attire. Like, she is wearing pretty clothes to look pretty for Richard.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
And he notes it, and that's why he's immediately like, ugh, because you're not dressed for doing this shit. But he obviously has had issue with her footwear before, because he's like, are you wearing your stupid fucking slippers? And she's like, no, I got the special boots. Because obviously she had anticipated that he was going to be like, are you wearing your stupid shoes? You better get the fuck out then, because I'm not walking with you in your whiny little shoes.
She's blocking his exits, man. Nope, he's not kicking me off for this.
So she's wearing the boots, so he can't kick her out immediately for her footwear, but she's definitely not going to give up her opportunity to look hot up on the top half, if she can help it.
She doesn't want to waste an opportunity to show off the girls.
Right.
And remind Richard of what he's missing out on.
Right. What he can have whenever he wants.
So it's partially because of this, but Richard figures out that the palace had encouraged all the reckless baby making of the wizards because they were trying to get one with both sides of the gift. And in him, they had finally gotten one. This is a pretty big deal because he had made a loose accusation of it basically being a baby factory before.
Yeah.
But now he knows that, like, that is actually what they're doing.
Yeah, and they obviously don't really give a shit about most of the additives. They're just looking for the ones that have both sides. So they're like, okay, not the one, not the one, not the one.
Right. How much can they care about each of these boys if they know, like, this isn't going to be the special one? So are we really going to invest all of our time and attention to making sure that this magic person comes up the way that they should? Or are they going to be like, yeah.
Now, I do think
it's okay if we fuck this one up a little bit.
Well, I mean, we know that their methods of training aren't exactly great for
right.
like the mental psyche. But I feel like they probably are going to take care of them, just in the fact that we can use all of them. Like, they might not be the one we want, but we're damn sure going to use them.
Sorry, you caught me drinking my beer. Yes. No, I totally understand what you're saying, and I think that you're probably right. I don't think these people let a lot go to waste, especially because we know from earlier in the book, these Sisters of the Dark don't let wizards fall by the wayside. Like, they definitely use whoever it is they can.
And actually, speaking of the Sisters of the Dark, if we're just talking about them, they want as many, like, little fucking magic kids as they can get, because they all want to suck the magic out of them, so...
Oh, shit, yeah, no, that's absolutely right.
They're like, make more babies. Do it all the time.
That was just such a weird way to say that. Go ahead, make a baby. I dare you. I fucking dare you.
So as they're walking, Pasha suddenly feels danger with her Han, and she wants to go back to the palace. And before Richard even realizes what's happening, Gratch pops his little fucking head out from behind a rock, grinning his creepy-ass smile, and Pasha freaks the fuck out, ignores everything that Richard is saying to her about Gratch being cool. He's
calm
totally fine.
Down. He's our friend. He won't hurt you. I know him. Fuck, he knows me.
Nope, she runs away screaming, arms flailing like a cartoon character.
Of course. All the way down the hill. Like, you could see her crest the hill. Ah!
Yeah.
She disappears, and as she comes over the next one, still just... Ah!
Or maybe not even a cartoon character. I feel like maybe in the 90s they had a lot of, like, sitcoms where they had that bit where people would run off with their arms flailing and they, like, fast forward it so you could see him running, like you were just describing, like, off in the distance.
Very, like slapstick Benny Hill stuff.
Yes.
With the old-timey music. That's perfect. Pasha Hill. So Richard immediately scolds Gratch, but, like, look, this is... Aw, you scared her, buddy.
Yeah.
He's not really mad. He's been missing his buddy for the last few days. He hasn't seen him, so he's like, Well, you scared her. We'll deal with that later.
He has like an instinctive yell at him moment where he's like, what the fuck did you do that for? And he's like, oh, man.
Well, she's scared now. Fuck it. Of course, he gives him a big hug and makes him feel all better because he's a good boy. So they hang out basically for the rest of the day, wrestling and just fucking with each other and, just being buddies.
Yeah, best friends.
What you would do with your dog if you got to hang out in a field or near a field adjacent.
Yeah.
For an afternoon. And after that, Richard heads back to the palace to go deal with Pasha.
Yeah, he got a little bit of time to, decompress. He doesn't have to think about that shit for a minute. He was just enjoying some time with his fucking friend. He'll go deal with that crazy chick in it now. He'll head back to deal with her now.
Like the best way to relax, actually. Yeah. Now that I think a little bit more, it's not just like roughhousing with your buddy. It's like he is away from the palace and with somebody that he actually trusts.
Yeah, that he can just be with.
But, unfortunately, on his way back, well, not unfortunately that he runs into Verna, but he does run into Verna. She asks him if Gratch was the baby that she had told him to kill, and he told her that he just couldn't bring himself to do it. And now, Gratch is his friend.
Which is funny to me, because he's like, I don't want you to be my friend, but that fucking baby is my friend. And Verna is like, she takes it surprisingly, she's like, oh yeah, I guess you need a companion. And I would have been like, well, I could have been your friend, but cool, whatever.
I mean, I don't know. Verna does seem like a very harsh woman. Obviously, we know a little bit more about her now. So like, yeah, she's got that cold armor on the outside, but she's just soft and gooey on the inside.
Yeah, she's a little frosty.
Nice. But like, Richard saying, yeah, I didn't want to be your friend, but that animal beast creature over here, he's my friend. That's the headspace that I was in, Verna.
Yeah, that's what I just thought was funny. Verna tells him that the palace fears beasts. Pasha went screaming in there about it to everybody. They don't allow pets, though, because apparently they divert...
They're horrible people. Oh, sorry.
They divert feelings from the sisters and distracts the young wizards from learning to touch their Han. It sounds to me like they're just a little bit controlling and they want you to depend on them for all fucking companionship, except apparently when you're fucking, that doesn't divert feelings if you're fucking the townspeople. I don't know. It's a little bit funny. They're like, no, you can't have pets because you got to be focused. We got to be your only connection, you got to really connect with us and the sisters. And they're like, yeah, but you can totally go fuck those chicks.
It's completely backwards. Like, they pay such close attention to all of these things that are emotionally relevant to a person. Your pets, your friends, your parents, anything like that from your past. But fucking, something that is really, really emotionally relevant, yeah, whatever, you can do that as much as you want. Really, we really don't care.
And I guess I understand if they're just like, oh, you're just popping one off. But realistically, these guys can go back to the village, every night or whatever. So they could really have a relationship with one of these girls, even though it's not recommended.
I mean, look, if the point of it was really just to pop one off, okay? Don't need a lady for that. I'm just saying.
Apparently, they don't know about that.
They do want babies, so they want them fucking.
Right.
They want them to get somebody pregnant. But if it was really just about, hey, get your mind off of something for, a little bit, then here's a bottle of Jergens, magazines in the bathroom. Have fun.
Yeah.
Clean that shit off when you're done.
I'm just saying, I could imagine that some young men are going to be, having actual relationships that are going to get super fucking messy with those girls. And so there are definitely going to be feelings floating around more than you would have for a fucking pet. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
Verna tells him that although she thinks it's foolish, the sisters are forming a search party and they're going to come and hunt Gratch down.
The fuck they are!
For Richard's own good.
Yeah,